G'day guys, welcome back to Out and About Australia, and in this little video we're going to be looking at the ROLA TITAN tray roof rack system. So we're going to go through why we've bought this roof rack system, why we think it suits our canopy setup best, and why honestly I think this is right up there with one of the best value for money roof rack systems on the market at the moment. But anyway guys, let's get straight into it. Right guys, so I thought I'd just run you quickly through what we like about the product. The model, so the model that we bought was the ROLA TITAN Mark II roof rack. It's a bloody mouthful, I know, but the ROLA TITAN Mark II roof rack, 1800 by 1200, and it cost us just under $525. It's manufactured from lightweight aluminium with black anodized coating. Flat rack, it's a flat design, so the flat design is something that I always wanted. I didn't want anything with bars or rails or going down the sides or the fronts or any of those sort of box cage sort of designs. Just a nice flat rack that you can tie things down to is all that I need, and is all that I've ever really needed. You can buy those rails separately, but I like the fact that they were separate. You didn't have to have them if you didn't want to. You can add them on later. The fitting kit. So the fitting kit was another good thing that ROLA has put in. It's basically just 4 brackets that slide into the actual roof rack, and then that bolts down, in our case, to your roof rails. The roof rails is a really good mounting system for, I think, for 99% of cars out there can run roof rails. So that's just a really good way of mounting your roof rack. So I love the way that ROLA has had designed mounting kit for roof rails, and for, you know, that is still adaptable to anything else that you might have if you've got different style of roof rails. Accessories fitting is another big one. Because this comes with no accessories, it just comes with as the standard flat rack. You want to be able to quickly and easily add your accessories when you need them. So it's really good to see that ROLA have done what most of the big brands, big branded roof rack companies have done, and they run the universal T channels, if you want to call them that, or strut channels. The T channels are just really good. They're easy to use. They're universal if you've got those T bolts, either M6, M8 or M10s if you really want to get serious. And they're really handy. They're just easy to use, and they work. So I love the fact that this roof rack has those T channels. Another thing that I really liked about the unit was how easy it was to put together. I know that a lot of these roof racks will come in the box and you need half a day to put them together and then install them onto your car. This thing I think I had done in just over an hour. You've got your rails, both side and front and back, 4 corner pieces, some nuts and bolts, and all your rails in between. Everything slots in together really nicely, bolts up really easily, and you follow the instructions. They are very simple instructions. You follow those things to the T and you'll have no dramas. If I can do it in an hour, no one should have any problems with it. So you can see now by just looking at the solar panel, I've got it installed on the roof rack at the moment. That solar panel was definitely not purpose built for this roof rack. These are just the feet that came on it. It's very generic, very basic, but it still works. At least 4 of the 8 solar panel mounting holes lined up with the rails in the roof rack, and it bolted down no problems. There was no drilling anything out, no trying to bend things and bust things and hit things down to suit. It just worked straight off the bat. So that was a massive win for me as well. Just good to know that some things that you already might own will fit. So this roof rack comes with a 5-year warranty. I know that's pretty much the standard for a lot of roof rack companies, and a lot of accessory companies is the standard now, a 5-year warranty. But for a roof rack mounted on the top of a ute that's sort of half getting used for touring and half getting used for work, it's it's probably going to cop a hammer. And so 5 years as a warranty period is really, really good. I was quietly surprised at that one. Righto, so where could this roof rack improve? Well, there's not too many areas, but there are a couple of things that I think might separate it from some of the top contenders for roof racks. So first up, the finish. I think this thing's been up here on the roof now a good couple of months, and as good as it is, the finishing, you can tell it's starting to fade. The anodizing coating on the top is starting to fade away. You can tell by looking just underneath. It's darker underneath than it is on top. I honestly think that's perfectly normal. If anything's left out in the sun full time, it's gonna fade, it's gonna be damaged. UV radiation does always damage anything, so I'm not really too concerned about that. A couple of other little things, the gaps in the corners of all the rails, I guess you call them, or the sides, where they push together and clamp closed, they are, after a little bit of vibration, they do start to sort of move apart a little bit. I've never knocked them back together, I've never had to adjust them or anything, but you do notice, especially in that back corner, there is a little bit of a gap where they have slightly moved apart. But again, nothing too serious. It hasn't bothered me, I haven't adjusted it, I haven't moved anything, I haven't had to take this thing off. The last thing, this isn't really an issue, this isn't really anything bad, but this is just something that could make this roof rack a whole lot better for a really small amount of effort, and it's giving you a full 8 bolts to mount this thing down with. This thing only came with 6 mounting bolts, and it's suggested that it goes on a 3-bar roof rail system. So I'm not totally sure why they've only put 6 bolts into the kit. The way that I imagine it, it's maybe that you can have 1 bolt on each side on each roof rail if you're running 3 roof rails. But for someone like me that's got only 2 roof rails but 8 mounting holes, just make it a full 8 bolt kit. For the cost of a couple of bolts, yeah, it just would have looked a lot neater, it would have felt a lot more secure, and you wouldn't have to worry about where you're putting bolts, or if anywhere is going to be weaker than any other point. Still bloody strong. It's not going anywhere. But honestly, that's about all I can really say that's negative about this roof rack. So far, for the couple of months that we've had this up here, it has been awesome. It has been easy to use. It's been, even without the accessories, we don't even have any of the tie down points. I haven't worried about buying any of them yet, but even just throwing a rope around and tying straight off to the rail, it's super easy. Mounting this solar panel, I wasn't sure how this is going to go, but it went really, really well, and so far no problems at all. Nothing's come loose. These things are really easy to use. These are the actual genuine roller T-bolts and nuts, so these things are really good, especially for mounting stuff like this. But for what it is and the price that I paid for it, I really can't fault this thing. Even with those couple of little niggly things that I just mentioned before, it really isn't a big deal. Right guys, so there's a quick look at the ROLA TITAN Tray Roof Rack and why I reckon it's right up there with probably one of the best value for money roof racks on the market at the moment. Good brand, good quality, aluminium, good mounting system. The list just goes on. You guys saw it in the video. But anyway guys, if I've missed anything about this roof rack in particular, leave us a comment down there below in the comment section. Leave it a like as well. Leave this video a like if you have gotten anything out of it, if you've learned something. And guys, as always, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that subscribe button. That helps us out over here on YouTube more than you know. But anyway guys, I've got to get out of this weather before it pours raining on me. It's coming in. But anyway guys, until next time, get out and about. We'll see you in the next one.